and today we are going to be learning how to make an origami balloon. For this, you'll need origami paper or normal printer paper if you don't have origami paper or if you don't want to use it. To make a square with printer paper or even normal paper, take one edge and fold it over to the other side, and once it's folded up, crease it, and that it's okay for some things, like if it's hanging off the edge. Not for this though. So you want to make your triangle so that it has a nice, good, solid point. See right there? Here, I'll try to focus it. It's not like hanging over the edges. So this is good. And then you just fold this over there like that so that it's not hanging off. And fold that to a flat sheet. Pull along that same line back and forth, and then rip it off. And you have yourself a square. If you don't need this, take your origami paper. And then, that was only the first step, you'll need tape. For now, you can set that aside. That's like the very last step. You'll also need your origami creaser. And, well, okay, don't throw that. You'll need it very soon. So, just put that over there. And then you'll need string. I have some red string here. It doesn't really matter the color, but yeah, so you can set that aside in a place where you won't lose it. It's also at the very last step. Yeah, so let's get started. For this, take your origami paper, fold it over there so it's a nice point. Crease it, unfold it, flip it over, fold along that same line and unfold, then fold along that line, then fold this way, flip over, unfold, then fold on that line. Do the same with that right there. Got it? Okay, so you should have something that looks like an X with a plus over it. See it? Now, you're going to do one of my favorite things to do. This is where folding it, unfolding, flipping, and folding along that same line, that's where that really helps. Flip over to the colored side and take these flat edges and push them down, but also push the center up while you're pushing these down. Sometimes it helps to go like that and then to squash fold those. I don't like to do that though. I press these down and I keep the point up. So I'm kind of bringing it together, flattening one side and flattening the other. Sorry if I'm not explaining it well. Anyway, you should have something that looks like this. This is called a water bomb base. When you have your water bomb base, you should have something that looks like this. Duh. And next, you take these flaps, one of them, not the whole thing. You don't go like that. Make sure one stays right there. You just separate the edges. and you fold it up to the point right there. See, folding it up to the point. I'm trying. There. And then once I do that, I'm taking my creaser or my fingernail. You can use your thumb and go up and down like that. And so I have something that looks like this. Do that with this one and the back too. Ready? So we're back and should have something that looks like that. You do? That's great. Next step is to unfold all of this to a flat sheet. Not really, I'm kidding on that. The next step is to take these edges, see right here? You should have something that looks like this from the bottom and this at the top. You want to take one of these edges and fold it to the center. I'll try to zoom in. See, folding it up to the center right there, and then creasing. Then we're going to do that same thing right here and the back too, yet again. I have something like this. Do you? Great. Next, flip it so that the separated edges are on top. And then you take your creaser and you just go over the whole thing, flip it over, go over the whole thing to make sure it's extra sharp. Make sure these edges are still on the top. And then you flip them at the bottom. Next, you take one flap of the edges and fold it up all the way to the point right there. Oh, it's already zoomed in. Sweet. And then crease that. So you should have something that looks like this. Do that with this one. Flip it over, and that one. Do not do these, okay? Not the bottom ones. Just do these, okay? Okay. See you soon. So you should have something that looks like this. If you do, that's excellent. Next, you take up this flap right here, and you see where there's a space in that piece of paper? Good. You put your finger in that and put your other finger on top of the point, right there, so it opens up like that. Next, take one of these flaps that are folded down and stick them into the flap as much as they will go, and then crease that. So you should have something that looks like that. Do that with this one, that one, and that one. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. That on the other side too. For the next step, you take the edges and you fold them all the way to that point right there. Like the points. See? Sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle. And then you crease this very, very hard. Then you unfold that, flip it over, fold along that same crease to make the crease extra creasy, I guess. Do that same thing right here. You should have something like this. If you already unfolded, that's okay too. Just take that part those parts where you just had and unfold them. It's fine. Next, so you see this part where it's opening? You want to breathe through that. Or you can just pull it apart, and on that hard crease that you just made, when you're pulling it apart, it should kind of like, well, when you're pulling it apart, it push down so that it kind of goes like that. See? Like that. If you want to blow, that's fine too. Blowing just isn't my preference. Then you can puff it up. See what I did there? I just blew through that hole right there and it expanded. See it? When I blew through, it just expanded like that. So now you have a nice little ball, or whatever. Sorry, I'm keeping it nice and, oh my gosh. There. You have something like that now. Okay, for the next step, you will need your tape and your string. Once you have those, you're ready to begin. Okay, for this step, first make sure it's all puffed up and nice. Then take that part where you blew through and take the edge of the string and a piece of paper, add tape, and just tape it to the end. And tape over that part where you blew so that the air or whatever doesn't escape, So you can like make it go back and then you can crease it, tape even harder. I don't like to do that though. So then that might have caused some like denting in your balloon. That's all right. Just puff it up with your, like touch it up with your fingers. So you should have something like this. I like to take some more tape since it's not completely secure and just tape over that a couple times. You don't have to, but it's just what I like to do. So now you have the complete, oh my gosh, you have the complete, get out of the way, tape, you have the complete balloon.